What's going on, guys? This video is going to be the amplified audio install compared to the install video I made a couple weeks ago, which was just the speaker install. In this video I'm going to show you how to do the speakers as well as the amplifier. So if you are looking for a louder audio package, this is the way to go. So in order to do that, I'm going to be using the JetWerx kits. I'm using a few parts from them. One is going to be the speaker adapter rings. Now this is a 6-position speaker ring. As you can see here, I'm using Rockford Fosgate speakers, which use 6 mounting positions. The Kicker KM-65s I used on my RX-TX were 4-position, so I had to use the 4-position JetWerx speaker adapter kit. So that covers the mounting for the speaker. Here is the amplifier power harness. Obviously, if you are going to be upgrading your amplifier, the factory wiring is not going to be thick enough to handle the amperage that the amplifier needs. So we need to be able to upgrade the thickness, the gauge of the power wire, and that's what this is going to do. So this is going to interface with our amplifier on this end, and this of course will tie into our battery. So by the way, guys, I'm just going through a breakdown of what the parts are. I'm going to show you the wiring and then we'll do the install, just because I know the wiring can be confusing, especially if you're looking at it from a grand scheme and not actually at the specifics. So first part of this video, I'm just going to talk about the wiring and then we'll get into the install. The next piece is the audio interface. Now this is a replacement harness for the tie-in to the OEM amplifier, and basically what I mean by that is, as you can see here, this is just a wiring diagram for the speakers on the SeaDoo. We have our Bluetooth controller, which is going to stay. We have our speakers. The speakers are obviously going to be replaced, but the wires will stay. And then we have our amplifier. This harness is going to replace the amplifier, so this will interface right there. So that, I'll explain that more in a second. We of course have our speaker adapters. Obviously the speakers, the OEM speakers, have a proprietary connection, so we are going to reuse the wire going from the left speaker pod to the right speaker pod, and of course we're going to reuse the left speaker pod speaker wire. So that's what this will interface with, and then of course this will just tie into our new speakers, because obviously all new speakers, or all speakers, use the same connections. You just have your positive and negative. That's what these are for. So that's these guys. We have our crimp connections for the new amplifier power harness. This is the amplifier I'm using. This is the MB Quart NA2 400.2. It's a 2-channel 400 watt peak amplifier, and of course I'll be using the Rockford Fosgate. I believe these are the the M0-65Bs. You can use pretty much any speakers you want, guys. These are just the speakers that I'm going to be using. I like Rockford Fosgate. The person I'm installing the speakers for knows what they sound like. I had it in a car before, so that's what we're going to be doing. So with that out of the way, everything's basically explained here. I'm going to show you what the wiring consists of. So we have this guy here. This is going to be our audio interface, and on our new amplifier you'll see we have our left and right RCA inputs. That's what these are. The left and right doesn't really matter because you're only 2-channel. It's not like it's going to be directional, but you can pay attention to that. I'm just going to do red to R, and then black is going to be our left. We have these connections here. These are going to be your speaker connections. Now remember, this is not just a audio interface input. This is the input and output, because you can see here we have the input coming from our Bluetooth dongle, and then we have our outputs going to the speakers. So since we have the inputs coming in and then we have the outputs going to our speakers, we're obviously going to use the speaker output from the amplifier to crimp and connect to our speaker outputs on the amplifier. It's kind of confusing when you think about that, especially if you've done audio installs in the past on a car. Generally you have like an input side and then the other side is your output, but since we're reusing the OEM interface, this is a combination for the input to the amplifier and the output from the amplifier. So that's what that is. We have our blue connection here. This is the remote. Basically this is the wire that's going to tell the amplifier when to turn on, and you can see we have that on this guy here. This is our amplifier interface, our power cables. So we have our positive and negative. This is what's going to tie into the battery, and then we have our blue, and this is what's going to tell the amplifier to turn on. So since this connects to the OEM Bluetooth connection, the Bluetooth module, which has a, when you hold the play pause, it turns the speakers on. That's what's going to trigger the amplifier to turn on. So all we need to do is basically tie these two connections together. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to have the speaker connections here. I'm going to show you how to connect these guys. Because it's really just kind of, you can't go by color for these. You have to look at the actual positive and negative for these. But other than that, it's really that simple. We're just going to connect the blue to the blue, and then we're going to have our black and red, which is going to tie into this guy, just like that. And then we're going to send this wire through the speaker pod into the body of the ski, and this is going to tie into the battery. Now, of course, this will be double fuse, which isn't a problem. We're just going to make sure that the fuse amperages match. The fuse that comes in here is matched for whatever peak capacity a 10 gauge amplifier wire can handle, and the fuse that comes in here is whatever the amplifier can handle. So not a big deal. You can certainly have double fuses. That is not a concern at all. So that's pretty much it. I think the first thing I'm going to do is remove the speaker pod from the ski, just so I can show you how to run the new power leads. It's really not that difficult at all. There's actually a grommet at the bottom of the speaker where the OEM harness is passing out of, and that's what we're going to use to send this wire through. So I'm going to go out to the ski and I'll get this prepped. To get us started here, we need to remove the two T30s that are holding the top trim in, as well as the T30 here holding the left side trim in. We're going to remove everything on the left hand side here, so that consists of this trim piece, and this top trim piece, which is holding the plastic in. That's going to give us a bunch of access here, and I'll show you how we can kind of work our way in for the new speaker wiring. With the trim removed, you can see we have plenty more access here to work around the things we need to do. So the next piece is to remove the speaker. We don't need to, but it certainly makes it a lot easier. And again, there's only two T30 bolts holding this in, and then it'll kind of slide down. Realistically, we just need to have access to the rubber grommet to send the new power lead through, but that's, easy said. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out, and I'll show you what it looks like. And there we go. So this is the grommet we're going to use. You can also pull this grommet off and send the wire through that way. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure which one I'm going to use yet, but either way, we need to send the two leads into the enclosure here. We're going to send it through, loop it around the post here, and I'm going to send the power leads down the steering cable grommet, and that'll give us pretty much immediate access to the battery, positive and negative here. So we have a lot more cable than we actually need, which is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the cable, and I'll show you basic routing of how we're going to get this in place. And here we go. I just put a little slit in the grommet here to send the wire through. Make sure you want to have the non-crimped ends on the top. That's what's going to go through the speaker enclosure, and then on the bottom we have our battery leads ready to go. So we'll have some extra in here. I'm probably going to pull a tiny bit through just so we have some extra, and then once we're all finished here, I'm going to zip tie this to the existing holes that are here. That way it just looks like a nice clean install. So the next part is to send these leads through the enclosure, through this grommet. You just want to slit a small hole to send this through, and it definitely helps if you remove the speaker. So as you can see, I already took out the Torx bits that are holding the speaker in. If you guys are not sure how to do that, I did make a video on that already, but it's basically just 6 bolts around the speaker holding it in. I'm going to pull this out, and then I'll send the new power lead through. There we have it. Our new 10 gauge power leads are through. You see I put the speaker back in, it's bolted back into place. We have our trim. We can put the trim back on now. You can wait until you're finished, but that's pretty much all we're going to need to do in terms of wiring or sending wiring anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put the trim back on just so it looks cleaner for the rest of the video, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that we have the power ready to go in the speaker pod, we can go ahead and pre-wire the amplifier here. So This is where it can get a little bit tricky if you aren't exactly sure what you're doing for the first time, but I promise you it is not difficult at all. So the first thing I'm going to do is splice the remote wire together. It's just blue to blue. And again, I don't know if I explained it well enough, but all the blue, like the remote wire does, is when you turn on the Bluetooth on your SeaDoo, you hold in the play button and it turns the speaker on. That's what's telling the amplifier to turn on. If you didn't have this, if you didn't wire this in, the amplifier would just always be on, and of course it would drain your battery. So it needs some kind of sensing to tell when you want the system on and when you want it off. When you splice these two together, this blue wire coming out of the amplifier harness is also tied into the Bluetooth receiver on the ski, which has that button. So when you hold the button, it's sending a signal through this wire, which of course is sending it to the amplifier, telling it to turn on. So that's our blue wire. And then of course the only other leads we have are the speaker wires. So we have the amplified power for the speakers coming out here in the gray, white, and black connections, which is going to tie into the purple and yellows on the harness, which is sending it out to the speakers. And of course you can't just do color matching here. Just like I said in the last video, everybody uses different colors, so you need to know how to match it. So of course this is the amplifier instructions, and it tells you which each speaker does. I know it's kind of hard to see on video, so I'm going to explain it. So for the right speaker, we have positive and negative. The positive is going to be gray, and then the negative is going to be gray and black. For the left speaker, positive is going to be white, and negative is going to be white and black. For our JetWerx harness, we have two connections. One is for left speaker, one is for right speaker. Again, it does not matter the orientation. All that matters is we match positive and negative for each channel. So for the JetWerx adapters, yellow is going to be our positive and purple is going to be our negative. So it definitely helps to write this out instead of just trying to remember it in your head, and that's what I did here. So I have for right speaker, or just speaker 1, the gray wire from the amplifier is going to go to the yellow wire on the harness, and then the gray/black wire is going to go to the purple wire on the harness. And then on channel 2, we're going to have the white positive wire, which is going to go to the yellow, and then we have the white black, which is going to go to the purple. So we just keep those colors at the top of our head. We'll use that as a reference when we're writing or we're crimping these down, but I'm going to go ahead and crimp these connections. I'm going to use a marine rated crimp that I can heat shrink. That way it creates a nice waterproof seal. Doesn't really matter. The speaker pods are relatively sealed off. They do have a breathing tube obviously, but if you were to flip the ski, you'll probably run into problems. So definitely want to make sure you waterproof everything. Now this is a marine rated amplifier, but you know, as you can tell, it's more so marine rated that it'll expel condensation and stuff won't matter. But if this thing gets submerged, it's definitely going to run into problems. So keep that in mind when you are doing these speaker upgrades. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and crimp these, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. And there it is. Each one of the wires is crimped and has the heat shrink on it. Very nice tight seal. So just to clean up the mess, I'm going to use some of this OEM wire tape. It's like it's not electrical tape, it's kind of like a meshy fabric. It's what they use on the factory setup. And I'm just going to clean up some of these wires so that they're close together and organized looking. That way we're not just, you know, shoving a bunch of wires into the speaker pod. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'll show you what that looks like. And then really all we need to do is tap this into the new 10 gauge wire that we ran in the ski. By the way, I did take the fuse out of the supply that's in the ski right now. That way we can attach it to the battery and not need to worry about the ends touching or anything like that. So we'll get those crimped in using the crimp connectors that JetWerx gives us, as well as the heat shrink. And then we really just have to mount this in the speaker pod. I'm not sure where I'm going to mount it yet. I may just zip tie it to some of the existing studs. And that'll be pretty much it for the amplifier install. And then the speakers are painfully simple. We really just drop these in, connect it to the existing harness, connect that to the speaker, and that's it. So first things first, let me get this cleaned up and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, well the crimping is done, heat shrink is done, and I wrapped everything up in this wire loom kind of thing here. So now you can see that really all we have left is the power leads and to plug this into the existing OEM amp harness. So that's pretty much it for the amp install. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over so I can get the power leads crimped in, ready to go, and then I'll let you know where I decide to mount this inside the speaker pod. Alright guys, not sure if you can see it, but I ended up just zip tying it to the old OEM amplifier. Now you can very well remove the factory amplifier. I decided to keep mine in there just because, you know, if I ever want to go back, it's just easier to have it in place already. So plenty of room for the new speaker to drop in as well, so we are good to go here. Next thing I'm going to do is install the speaker rings. And we're just going to do that. We're going to use the ones that JetWerx gives us, and we're going to use the factory bolts to thread those in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, and the retaining straps are in on both sides. So the next thing we need to do is just connect our harness adapters, and then we can drop the new speakers in. Alright, there we have both speakers installed. This one here I just have sitting in the enclosure. The amplifier does have some adjustments I can make, so if it sounds like the audio doesn't sound right or if it's clipping or whatever, I can fine tune it. So I'm just going to keep this speaker off for now just so I can get to those controls. But the last thing we need to do here is just go ahead and connect the amplifier wire harness to the battery. Now remember, I did take out the fuse, which is sitting right here, so I can connect it without needing to worry about any kind of arcing or anything like that. And once the connections are made, I'll go ahead and put the fuse back in. Alright, we have the power lead connected. Let's go ahead and see if this thing powers on. Oops, forgot you gotta wake the ski up. We'll go ahead and turn this on. Alright, it's in pairing mode. I'm gonna go ahead, this is not my ski, so I'm gonna pair it and then we'll test it out and see what it does. And there we go. I'm not going to do a real audio test just because they never come through on YouTube, so that's what it is. It works great. I'm going to play with the amp settings a little bit just to kind of tweak them and get them where I want, but that's really all you need to do for the amplified speaker install. Just make sure you zip tie wires, make sure everything's secure, crimps are tight, and that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a drop a comment or send me an email. And again, check out everything JetWerx has. Makes it very, very simple to do this, and he even gives you some speaker recommendations and things like that. So if you have any questions, let me know.